Hey everyone, so I was invited by Freedom in a Budget to participate in this collab video about why I like my budget style. So I'm going to list all the other channels who are doing this collab down below. Make sure you go check them out and subscribe to them if you're not already. So the first thing that I like about how we do our budget is that we use a combination of our cash envelopes and our debit cards when making purchases. Our cash envelopes we use for things like groceries, eating out, personal spend money, haircut money, things like that. But then we also use our debit cards for things like getting gas for our vehicles, paying for our utilities, because we pay for those online, and things like Amazon purchases. You know, we use our debit card obviously for that. And I just really like that combination because I feel like when I first started the Dave Ramsey program, I tried to do 100% cash for everything, but then I quickly realized that there were some things that I just had to use our debit card for. Of course, things like getting gas for our vehicles, I don't have to use the debit card, but the convenience of being able to just swipe my card at the pump is a lot easier than getting Connor out of the car, walking inside, waiting in line, and then only, you know, being able to put $25, $30 worth of gas in my vehicle. It's just a lot easier to kind of swipe my debit card at the pump, fill up my car, which is always like a, you know, it's not an even number. It's like $27.86, you know, things like that. So that's things like that we use our debit card for. And again, cash we use for things like groceries and eating out and things like that, because that's really what helps keep us in line with our budget. But things like gas, I never really overspend in gas anyway, so it's not really a problem for me to, you know, only budget myself a certain amount of money and I can't go over that. Usually we just leave that amount in our checking account. That way we have a little bit of wiggle room whenever we're getting gas for our vehicles or having any kind of like online expenses. So again, we use a combination of cash envelopes and debit cards for our purchases. The second thing is that every month I leave a little bit of wiggle room in our checking account for online expenses. Now, Dave always talks about having a zero-based budget for your budget, which I totally agree with. But what we do is we zero out our budget, but we also leave about $300 every single month in our checking account to cover unexpected expenses, online purchases, and gas for our vehicles. So again, we, you know, zero out our budget, and it's because we put, you know, X amount towards utilities and our living expenses, X amount towards our cash envelopes, X amount towards our sinking funds, and then we leave, you know, X amount in our checking account. And again, that goes towards any of our online expenses, gas, and things like that, and especially unexpected expenses, because there's so many times throughout the month that there's some kind of $12 purchase for this, or, you know, a $20 purchase for this that we weren't expecting. But then again, we have that miscellaneous extra amount in our checking account to catch those unexpected expenses. The amount that we leave in our checking account doesn't get abused. It's not like we overspend because that money is there. It's just there to catch all the little things that we weren't expecting throughout the month. And then whatever money is left over in that account, it just kind of gets recycled to the next month. And that wiggle room amount just kind of gets added on to the following month. That way we still have that wiggle room, but it doesn't ever really exceed, you know, 300 bucks. And my last point is that we allow ourselves a healthy amount of personal spend money every single month. Now, I've noticed before when I share that information here on my channel, I sometimes get a little bit of criticism about, you know, that's too much money and that we should be putting that money towards something else. But my response to that, I guess, is that my husband and I both work full-time. My husband works very hard. He also goes to school full-time. So I feel the amount of money that we budget for our personal spend money is appropriate for where we are in our life right now. We are debt-free. We do put money towards our retirement. I just choose not to share that number on my budget videos, but that is something that we are putting money towards. It's not the total 15% of our income, just because we are trying to save for a house at the same time, but we are funding every area, if that makes sense. So I feel like the amount of money that we get for personal spend money is appropriate, because in the past when I've really tried to make that number as lean as possible, it just doesn't really work for us. And it just kind of is not a very good thing for us, because we need to have some kind of personal spend money, because it just causes conflict when my husband's wanting to buy something or I'm wanting to buy something. And if I don't allow a healthy amount of personal spend money, it's just not really a good thing. And we've already kind of gone through that you know, gauntlet, I guess you could say, of paying off our debt and really sacrificing and, you know, going months without buying anything for ourselves. So we're in a position now where we allow a healthy amount of personal spend money. That way my husband's happy, I'm happy. If there's something he's wanting to purchase, he has the money to do so. If I'm wanting to purchase something, I have the money to do so. So again, I just feel like our personal spend money is a healthy amount for us. That way, you know, there's no conflict when it comes to, you know, him wanting to buy something or me wanting to buy something. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, please go check out all the other channels who are doing this collab. Again, they're listed down below. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.